Now, Sharone Lifschitz's mother, Yocheved, was one of the 251 Israelis taken hostage on that day. Now, she was released alive, but sadly her father, Oded, was killed. His body was returned earlier this year. Well, I'm very pleased to say that Sharone joins us now this morning. Good morning to you, Sharone, on what must be an incredibly difficult day for you and your family. Thank you for being with us. I wonder if you can take us back to that day 2 years ago, when you first heard the news.
Well, it unfolded over the whole day. So at the beginning, we just knew that there was the missiles, and then we knew that Nir Oz, the last time my parents were contacted, my father said that he could hear Arabic. He also said the army will be here in a minute. But the army took 7 hours to come. And in those 7 hours, hundreds of terrorists and civilians marched on the kibbutz and killed dozens of people, looted, and took 83 hostages. Some of them managed to run. Some of them were killed on the way to Gaza Strip.
Now, your parents were in the kibbutz there, right by the border. We often hear that Israeli families who live that close by have sort of safe rooms. Did your parents have anything like that? What was their plan of escape? But what was their plan?
So, actually, their bedroom was the safe room, right. And it's safe for missiles. It has a metal door, but it doesn't have a lock on it, so that it's able to open if a bomb falls. The result of that was that my father was holding the door. My father was 83 and frail. He was holding the door. He was shot through the door, and seconds after that, 5 terrorists were in the room. They took my mom. She saw my dad lying unconscious. That's the last time she saw him.
They took your mother into Gaza. When did you, as a family, get any detail as to sort of where she was being held, or did you not get any detail of where she was being held until she was released?
I was sure she died. Right. I did not believe she survived.
So there was just no information?
There was no information. We knew from other hostages what had happened, people that managed to escape after they were taken hostage before they reached Gaza. But it was on the 21st, so almost 2 weeks later, that Hamas released a telegram saying that they wanted to release my mom and Nurit Cooper. And at that point, we thought, okay, she's alive. 2 days later, she was released.
Now, your father's, was his body taken then into Gaza? He was taken?
My father survived.
We didn't know that being shot
until the hostages came in the first deal. My father was unconscious. My mum thought he was dead, but he survived, and he survived in Gaza for 3 weeks or so before he was killed.
Sharone, I want to play the picture of your mother's release, if we can. I think we've got them here. And I remember this. I remember this moment, and obviously for you, this must have been the moment that you were waiting for. Can you take us back to this moment, where you guys were? Had you already seen Mum by this stage, or was this...
I was in London when she was released on the way to the airport. Right. I saw her being released on CNN together with the rest of the world, and then took the night flight and arrived at 5 a.m. in the morning in the hospital. And my mom just fallen asleep an hour before, and when I entered the room, she was asleep.
Glad you were with her, and we can see you together there. Why don't you tell us about your father as well? He was a journalist and a campaigner.
My father and my mother moved to Nir Oz to build a new community on the border. They really believed in peace among nations and believed in the ideal of Israel and of making peace with our neighbors. My father had many friends in Gaza, been there many times, and he campaigned for reconciliation and peace all his life. Drove Palestinians to hospitals in his retirement. He really believed in what we all still believe, that there is an alternative to this endless war.
Mm-hmm. And that alternative is?
Is long-term agreement, building a new generation, building bridges. It's a lot of work making peace, but we can do it.
What's your feeling today, then? Am I right in thinking that you feel like it's closer now than we have been for such a long time for there being peace? I did hear a family of someone who was being held on the radio this morning as I was driving in, saying that she doesn't want to have that hope in her just yet, but she does feel like it's really close.
I think, there's talking about all the hostages coming back this week. Our heart soars with that, but we have seen many other moments at which things almost happened and then failed. Everybody that are part of this, President Trump, the British government, everyone must push on both sides, not let them wriggle out of it. It's now or never. We need to get all the hostages. We need to end this war. We need a better future.
Agree on that. Sharone Lifschitz, thank you very much for being with us. My best to your mum and the rest of your family. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Today.